Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for clicking on the video, and I hope you guys are having a great day. So today we're going to go take this guy out for a ride. I'm going to go to Apex Cycle where I purchased the bike. Hopefully going to be able to try out a back-to-back, the V4S versus the V4SP. So it should be fun. Get some nice riding videos today. Should be pretty good. Hey everybody, at Apex Cycle here. Gonna be letting the dealer Brian from Apex Cycle take my bike out. He's being nice enough to let me take out that V4S over there. Gonna do a little bit of review, get some real world going from one to the other, let you guys know what the differences are. Bike is looking great in the sun. Got the tail tidy done. So here it is, everybody. This is the 2022 Ducati Streetfighter S. I think it's actually a 21 now that I'm looking at it, because the Ducati 22 has black on there, so it looks like it's a 21, but it should be a really good comparison today. Well, right away I can tell that this bike is heavier. That one feels quite a bit lighter. But sure sounds good. Shifter shifts just as good. Feels a little heavier, that's all so far. I think he's noticing that the dry clutch is really a different sound than this one. This thing feels super nice though. It's got 1,600 kilometers on it. Clutch is definitely lighter on this bike. I've noticed my hand getting a little tired after a long ride on that one. This one feels a little looser to pull in, but not as much. Sounds awesome listening to these two things together. The suspension too, I'm noticing, is actually a little softer on this. I'm just realizing that now when we were going over some bumps. I'm noticing him dodging stuff because I think it's a little bit sharper. Again, nothing crazy, but I noticed that this one is in sport as well, the same as what mine is currently in. This bike is no slouch by any means, but I'm noticing that it doesn't spool up just as fast as that one does. And the engine braking, I think it's on the same, but I think that one is a little bit more aggressive. Sound is a little different too, for sure. It's definitely softer. And I think that one's set up on almost one of the most softest settings for sport, and this feels very, very soft. Obviously this one's quieter. The clutch is extremely, extremely loud on that bike. I can hear it already from here. Obviously the riding position, to be fair, the seat feels the same. It's not as grippy on the sides, I could feel that. But as for plushness and comfort, feels pretty much the same. Now that this one's warmed up, it's popping a little bit more too. You can hear the exhaust a little bit more. Just a really awesome bike to drive. I can hardly wait to take it to the track and see what it's like. But as for a day-to-day go-getter and just cruising around, this bike is amazing. I would feel hard-pressed to find anything better than this bike. I'd have to say it is much, much more comfortable than the Tuono that I owned. I owned a 2019 Aprilia Tuono. The ride is about the exact same as this bike, the S. The SP seems a little bit rougher in terms of ride quality, like just stiffness. But as for ergonomics, my knees feel like they're in a much better place. The seat is so much more comfortable. They stopped making the comfort seat for the Aprilia. I would have maybe not even thought about getting rid of the Aprilia, to be honest with you. And then they brought out the SP version of this, and they didn't offer the comfort seat anymore. The Aprilia was really nice, but I have to say this is definitely, even this S I think is a big upgrade to the ergonomics. It feels lighter on its feet. Just a really good bike. I'm very happy I got the SP. I think it was a lavish purchase. I think it was a little bit extravagant, but that's kind of what I was going for. I wanted something a little bit different. Not that there's a ton of these, but I didn't want something that everybody's has. Yeah, they're a good bike, man. I hope Brian's having some fun. This one redlined sooner, it looks like. I know they have the exact same. Maybe it's set up a little bit different. All in all, again, we're just finishing up our ride here, and I really appreciate Brian doing this for me. Let me take this out. I hope he's having some fun on that one. It's such a beautiful bike. That clutch is so loud. Two of them together, man, it sounds awesome. Yeah, so that one just feels a little bit more flickable. It seems a little bit more precise. The throttle is a lot more connected, I guess maybe is a good term for that. It just seems like it's a little bit, like the bike spools up a little bit faster. But all in all, this is no slouch of a bike. I'd be happy with this S any day. That I did get the Akrapovic exhaust. It will be here hopefully shortly. I'm thinking that's going to make that bike crazy. Another, I think it's 18 or 20 pounds weight savings. I'm really curious to get Brian's feedback on the bike after he gets off. This one's just so quiet. When you turn that off, that one's, especially when you pull the clutch in, it's pretty loud. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it there, but when he clicked it into gear and it clicks into 4-cylinder mode, it sure is louder. It's really, when I first did it the first few times, it really shocked me. And then if you try and rev it when it's at a standstill, it will not go into 4-cylinder, and it almost sounds like it's a little sick. Yeah, it's just in the 2-cylinder mode, so I think mostly it's to help out with heat. Probably had something a little bit to do with the emissions and stuff too, and noise. So that was awesome. So gonna do some comparisons on them right away. Obviously, just by looking at them, you can see that there's the wheels are gonna probably make some difference. I did put the Ducati spacer on there. There's no slack in there anymore. When if you look at this bike, you can hear all that play in there now. So looking very nice. So you can see that the standard V4S still has the tail tidy on it, and you can see that, the tail's still on it, and this one has the tail tidy on it. Sure cleans up the bike a lot. Stickers have been taken off mine now. You can see the sticker's still on this one. Yeah, really both beautiful pieces of art. I'm really appreciative of Brian here letting me take this bike out and do this comparison. It's nice to just do back to back and get a real feel of what it'll be like.